Hell yeah.
Stop talking, Cap.
I'm
Just get
done
to the game.
talking. Roll
Josh.
the tape.
Woo!
Siege fans. I'm your host, Seltzer, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Operation Shadow Legacy.
Okay.
The biggest season yet.
So I know what's coming, chat, but you don't.
We're still
So get
coming at you
excited.
from the comforts of our own homes, and we're excited to share what's coming up with the help of our very own Ubisoft news team. They've put together a quick look at what's in store today, starting with our newest operator.
Sam
Most of you know
Fisher.
him as Sam Fisher,
da.
but
Also
in
known as
Siege,
Zero.
we like to call him Zero.
Yes. He's 3 eyes. I told you, chat. He has 3 eyes.
Write me off.
You're laughing at me. Well, his pistol has 3 eyes. It's the same thing.
August cam placed.
Is it a camera?
In Operation Shadow Legacy, a legend steps out of the darkness
scope?
and into the light as Sam Fisher comes to Rainbow Six Siege. Armed
we
with
can
a powerful
shoot.
new
I didn't know
intel
that.
gathering gadget, a deadly new assault rifle, and a gruff demeanor honed over years of
Do you see that,
fieldwork,
chat? It was a
Fisher
green
steps
red
into his
dot.
new call
Can we
sign,
change
Zero,
color
with
of
all
our
the
scopes?
swagger you'd expect from an
You see that?
icon.
Perfect shot.
But Shadow Legacy is about more than one
Purple?
operator.
Can we change
it's
the
about
color
a
for our
whole
scopes?
host of gameplay modifications
Reach
that
and
will
charge
change
secondary
the
gadget?
way you play Siege.
Smart ping
Ping
system?
2.0. New
Like
and
Apex
updated
Legends and
optics,
Fortnite?
A hard-breaching secondary gadget. Pooled
Mix of alt hole or
reinforcements
crouch
and
hole.
map ban, plus the match replay alpha phase on the test server are just some of the updates
Also,
that,
he has the,
along with
new
the
weapon,
rework of
the
the scenic
F2000.
Chalet map, will ensure this season has a lasting legacy.
Which is pretty
It
punk.
starts with Sam Fisher joining Team Rainbow as Zero,
He has nades?
a medium speed, medium armor
2
attacker.
speed, 2 armor. Nice.
His SC-3000K assault rifle
it's a
may look familiar to
SC-3000K, not a
fans of his
2000, sorry.
previous work, and
Looks
it's
like
right
it.
at home in Siege with a variety of optics to suit your
It
preferred
slaps.
style. He can also rock the MP7, and he's got a 5.7 USG sidearm with an
Wait,
integrated
look at the pistol.
suppressor
Did they
in
change the
keeping with
animation?
his signature stealthy style.
That looks so weird.
Speaking of which,
Oh,
check
different.
out the laser sight on his Argus launcher. It doesn't just have the look, it also delivers the goods. Intel.
Ready. August launch.
So it
Always
sees
one
through,
to
yeah?
use cameras to his advantage,
Yeah.
Zero can fire his Argus
You can view both
projectiles
sides.
into breakable and reinforced surfaces to burrow through and create camera vision on
Interesting.
both sides of the barrier.
Oh,
Walls,
that's clean.
floors, hatches, and ceilings are all potential peak points for
Oh, it's just a
Zero
SAM
and his
animation? Ah.
allies. And though the two-way cameras can only look in one direction at a time, there's no more versatile way to get a look into a room the defenders don't want you to see. Even if they can't
Capcom's
burrow
blind.
all the way through,
You should probably see
Zero's
that.
camera projectiles will still stick into most surfaces.
How many does he
opening up
have?
a
2?
world of possibilities for cheeky new camera placements. And it's not just intel they'll be gathering. Each Argus projectile can fire a single laser
Oh, a
to
single.
destroy enemy gadgets or
Oh.
deal minor damage
Only
to enemies
one.
themselves. Zero's gadget is a
Has
powerful
4. I
new
see there,
tool
4.
for the attacking team, so defenders will
4.
want to keep their eyes and ears
So
peeled.
4 bandage, like 4 twitch saps,
The
basically.
projectiles make a distinct sound when burrowing into place,
Okay.
and can be easily destroyed with a bullet.
Okay.
Electrified surfaces will destroy the
Yes,
projectiles
good.
on contact.
Do they get muted?
Also, mute jammers will keep them from
Yes.
functioning, while Wamai and Jaeger's gadgets will snap up any that fly by.
Interesting.
But with so many places to deploy his gadget from relative safety, and so many ways to put it to use, Zero is sure to
I
make
can
his
pop
presence
Goyos!
felt
Yes!
on Team Rainbow.
Why can't Twitch
The map
do
you've been
that?
seeing
God
here is
damn. Just not in
likely
prep phase, you know?
familiar. I mean,
Fuck.
who
Twitch
hasn't
sucks
spent
now.
time in an expansive remote chalet surrounded by snow-capped peaks? The chalet map
This scope is
rework
interesting.
brings some new navigation options to the venerable retreat. Notably, the ability to rappel all the way up and traverse the rooftop.
Yes.
There are some interior renovations as well,
That looks
including
nice.
one window you'll definitely want to watch out for, but we'll leave it to the level design team to tell you more. In fact, there is so much going on in Operation Shadow Legacy, we're going to have to let the developers take it from here. Big changes are afoot, folks. Don't go anywhere.
That's an awfully thick red dot, right? Like, it's really thick. Like the...
I told you it was a big season. Now let's dive
It's
in and
kinda
take a
loud
deeper look at
compared
our
to the
map
other guy.
rework. Chalet, here we come.
Those are the new size? It's like a,
Chalet
it's like a
was
2.0,
really
1.5
exciting,
X-scope, I
and
think.
it brought me back to my earlier years playing Rainbow Six, going through the woods with my squad, going towards the objective.
And that's the same kind of feeling I have right now when I look at Chalet.
Wait,
Things
what
we
change?
wanted to improve.
I didn't even
was,
notice a change there.
The objective, making it a bit more
That's
fair
nice.
on
That's.
attack.
Maybe I was looking in
and
the
on
wrong spot. I was looking at the
defense,
trees to be
making it
fair,
a
because
bit
it
more
said forest.
interesting. The way you
Oh,
attack
that
the
looks.
map now is
The
completely
surface there is so
different
much
than
nicer,
before.
but they still left all
Simply
the
because we
bottles and
added
bullshit in
rappels
this.
in the map.
Oh, that's cool.
You can move on the roof. That's completely different.
They still left all
way
the
you get,
fucking
line of sight
bullshit in
into
tables.
rooms and stuff. It's a simple thing, but for the map, like it changes the whole dynamic.
Does that rabble animation seem different, Chad? I feel like it does. It feels like it's almost like more consistent, maybe a little bit slower even. Maybe I'm going crazy, but when I saw it like a few minutes ago, I thought it was slower as well. Maybe it's because I'm playing 60 FOV actually, maybe that's why. Could be FOV.
So the basement is pretty much all there. Only for one major difference. Which
it does feel slower, yeah, and smoother.
Connected the hallway that people call blue from the stairs.
Oh, look at that skull, it looks so good. Okay, it's purple. It's really big. It's really, really, really big.
So the garage door is a really cool way to
like that is atrocious, no?
Want to change it too much.
Who has a black scope?
Add a window
you can't see anything. You blend in with everything.
So defenders can
look, you can barely see where his fucking crosshair is when he scopes in.
It just makes it
it's black on black.
The gameplay is a bit more interactive during this phase of the attack instead of just being the attackers opening the wall.
Oh, there's an opacity slider as well. I thought that wouldn't change the thickness, but just the colorness.
Marks the first time recruiting a known operator into Team Rainbow.
Okay.
Let's see what it takes to bring a legend like Sam Fisher into Siege.
Some coding, I hope. Otherwise, he's not real.
There is a lot of elements in the Sam Fisher fantasy that revolved around the Sam Fisher Splinter Cell gameplay of infiltration, of stealth, against AIs. Those elements, we had to interpret them.
I really like how they're making these videos with the devs. Like, I've been asking for this for a very long time. Like, I think it's what the game kind of needed.
The fact that Sam has more intel than his
I really, really like that there's Hawking, their voice, their face. I've met this guy as well a few times at the workshop. Good guy. I really, really respect that they're doing this.
And that's when we came up with this idea.
Especially with this community being so fucking toxic.
How can I have an idea what's happening on the other side of the wall? And
the only thing I'm worried of is that this guy has nades too. Like he has nades, this gadget, and a good gun. And 2-speed 2 armor. So he's probably gonna be kind of strong, but like probably a must pick almost. But that's probably a good thing to be fair. It is Sam Fisher. He pretty much has to be strong. Imagine if he is like Tashanga, you just couldn't play him, right?
You are in those intel hole, but you don't just collect information. You also wait for the right time to act. And that's when we came up with
look at the bomb. They changed it.
One laser shot
it's thicker, no?
Because the
look this way.
of having a gadget embedded in the camera was strong, and
they changed the bomb.
Since the laser is visible and
didn't change the way I would like them to, but they did change it a bit. It does appear.
Look at the defending team. And
I wonder how the angles work. Maybe it's so he can't peek the. Maybe it's tall so he can't peek the corners at all.
And that gameplay of being in a cam and watching the defender pass
like
by
the pixel angles and
the right
stuff.
time to use the gadget is to us very Splinter Cell. Like the core role of Sam here is definitely going to be intel.
You can change the color reticles, I believe, so it can be all colors. Yeah.
Part is thrives very much. Like he's really good at flank watching. Flank watching is really a strong suit.
Yeah, that flank watch gonna be insane.
For him that would allow him to
like you're not gonna find these cams that easily when you're flanking. You almost need a fucking IQ and defense nowadays.
So we could not afford to have those camera being as subtle.
Yes, that's a good point. It needs to be stand out.
Them more visible. So when they land, they make a distinct thud. They are bigger than a Valkyrie cam.
Yeah.
They are a very distinctive shape. They can decal around it.
That's really good.
If you look for it as a defender, you should be able to find it. And it might be difficult to catch them with a regular Mute Jammer. Mute Jammer are efficient at catching drones because you can funnel them through doors, drone holes, etc. So it's a pretty great
he has 6 cams, 2 drones and 4 cams.
Mute Modi setup, for example. It is still a projectile. Jaeger and Woman
5 reinforcements? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll come to that.
Might be a counter to
I'm not gonna leak anything until they show it.
Jaeger based on how much utility you bring. We're bringing a new weapon, and not just any new weapon. We're bringing the ST3000K, which is for us the iconic weapon of Splinter Cell.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right
I didn't
away,
play Splinter Cell,
like
so.
The way it looks, the way it feels, and yeah, it's pretty great. It's definitely for us part of the Splinter Cell package, and it was really enjoyable to have that. But we didn't stop there. Like we wanted to give you an option that would be come maybe at a surprise and something very enjoyable for our community, and that would fit with what we see in this character. And
Oh, I like the walls. They have a nice color. They're like yellow
this
almost.
time.
They're not like red like normally. And like these are very
There is
light
definitely
gray.
a buzz and a lot of research that went into
I don't know
like,
who
we
this
put
is.
a lot of research into all our operators.
It's a rider.
But this is like it was already an established character, so
Yeah.
we had to go through and pick and choose. Okay, what are we keeping? What are
MP7
we
ACOG? That wasn't
designing?
ACOG.
What is essential?
don't think
to
at least.
core. So it was a little bit intimidating
Who's
because
that's the
he's
2x or
such
the
a
1.5x?
big character. We have an in-house Sam Fisher expert, so we made sure I checked in with him pretty much every step of the way. So Sam Fisher's new codename Zero. It's a sign of respect. 0 and 0 Alpha are actually call signs given to the net controller or commander. So it indicates
lost
his
now.
seniority. Harry is
My
a
English is not good enough for
psychologist.
this.
He doesn't have that military experience.
Who's Harry?
That Sam does.
I'm so
And
lost.
coming in
I'm
as
so
an
lost.
instructor, he's gonna teach the rest of the guys a thing or two. So he's our first member of the RLS.
Oh, it's the lore. It's
Rainbow
roleplay.
Operational staff.
It's lore.
My
Okay.
headcanon is always just Sam
Okay.
Fisher sitting in the back of the room with a coffee. He just doesn't say anything. He just looks at you.
Yeah, backstory for me doesn't mean shit. Like I
Pure
have no
judgment.
interest in it. I respect it, but I have no interest.
Now, if it hasn't sunk in yet that this season's a little bit different, we're about to make it crystal clear.
Yes.
This new era of Siege is kicking off with a ton of core gameplay modifications
Yes, they
that
are.
are going to change the way you play.
Yes, they
Here
are.
to tell us more are some of our wonderful developers from Montreal and Barcelona.
Yeah, nice. Optics. So they're changing
First of all,
scopes.
We're introducing two new
1.5
sights,
and
a new
2x,
red dot and a new holographic
I
sight.
believe.
We are also bringing in two new scopes. One of it, which is going to be a
1x,
1.5
yeah,
zoom level,
1.5x
the other
zoom
one is
level,
going to
and a
be
2.0.
zoom level.
Yes.
We are also changing.
ACOG
the
is
ACOG
3.0, I
a bit.
believe.
We're reducing the
Yeah.
zoom level to 2.5 from
They're actually
3.0.
changing ACOG as well.
We are
Interesting.
also keeping the 3.0 level. We're going to change the reticle and aesthetic insight of the scope, and it will also be distributed on DMRs. So yes, it's going to provide us with a new balancing tool for kits and provide you with different experience. So once the TS hits live for Shadow Legacy, feel free to hop in and provide us with.
I'll play a bunch of that. I want
hope
to test out the
that
scopes.
People find new favorites. They
Oh,
will rediscover some
oh.
weapons that they
Look at that. That was
discarded
nice.
before because they didn't have the ACOG. Now with a 1.5x,
That's not
maybe
nice.
they'll
That's way
discover
too big.
that
Way
this
too
weapon is
big.
Crazy good, and they'll have a new favorite.
Way too big.
One of the most exciting one has to be the 1.5 on the Vector. It would have been too good to have an ACOG on it, but the ability to give a 1.5 and actually use the range, it's incredibly fun. With those new sights and scopes, we're also bringing in more customization for the players. You will be able to customize the sensitivity of
Each
of
scope,
those
yeah.
level. So if you want to have a super quick 12x,
Like
and
Kali and
super
Glass
slow
are gonna be a lot
5x,
better to main
nothing
now.
is stopping you
I hope
now.
we can change the
Instead
vertical
of having
size,
two
because they're
global
they're
options,
quite big in my
one
opinion.
sensitivity and one for
Not a big fan of that.
sensitivity while aiming down
I think with
sight.
$3
We
here
are
before.
keeping the global sensitivity, and we are also
Do you
increasing
think there
the
is
amount
a
of sliders
playstyle
you
that
have
generally
control
works
over.
against
So
most
you will have a
players?
slider for the 1x, you will have a slider for the 1.5, 2.0,
No.
etc. So more
Playstyle's all about adapting your playstyle to the player you're facing.
Accessibility tab
You can change the color of the
option menus.
scope, the
So this will be
opacity,
last tab
and the
that you
color
see.
blindness.
When you open this, you will have plenty of choice for colors of your reticles. You will be
But
able
not the
to choose
size?
from color blind
You can't choose
types,
size?
or simply pick a colors among the choices. And one of the other
Okay.
things that we will
Okay,
bring
okay.
to this customization is
Okay.
the opacity level of the reticles. You can open this menu and this tab while you are in game, and then you'll be able to
Oh,
change
the
it
white one looks
whatever you
interesting.
want. So,
That one was popping.
just like we mentioned at the 6th Invitational, we want to make new content for
No
everyone to
size
enjoy. This
change.
will also allow the balancing team to have more tools to balance the weapons, kits, and operators. So yes, making sure that every operators have fun options and fun guns.
Oh, boys, this one is good.
Defender has 2 reinforcements.
You're gonna have
deployed,
10
so it's
reinforcements as a
individual
team.
amount of reinforcement. And with the new
I believe.
system of reinforcement, we have replaced this individual amount by
A common pool,
common
yeah.
pool of
So you have 10
That
reinforcements as a
means we have,
team.
10,
That means one guy
reinforcements
can
at the
reinforce
beginning of the
10
round.
walls, or
No
you know,
matter
5
how
guys can reinforce
player
2,
starts the
you know, 3
If a
guys can
player
reinforce
is
3 each.
disconnected or leaves the game, you are still
So if somebody disconnects or doesn't reinforce in rank, you can do them for him, basically. And this is a way of balancing for like Jaeger, Capcan, Castle, Smoke, and Mute, because they have a lot to do in preparation phase, and then other people like Bandit, like Pulse, who don't do a lot, they can reinforce for them. That's gonna change Pro League a bit. I did still kind of wish that they changed it so that you reinforce faster, because the reinforcement takes a long time, right? They could, in theory, just have reduced the reinforcement time a little bit, at least in prep phase, not necessarily mid-round, but this works too. And then the smart ping system, we've seen that before at Invitationals, I believe. We can spot like a castle barricade. There's like Apex Legends, like Fortnite. It's gonna make ranked and unranked much more enjoyable, because you don't need to communicate with your microphone. Like you just, oh, ping mirror window, right? Instead of saying mirror window on yellow ping, you just ping it. And you can ping the glue shield from the opposite side, so you can see if it's a glue shield or not.
Your own gadgets. So this is useful for every level of the player, because let's say you pick the mute,
mute, good example,
and you will be able to pin your own gadget to tell other players that I put mute gadget on this location. It's gonna be available on observation tool too, so you will be able to pin
on a drone.
Camera.
You can ping on a drone. That's really efficient for droning out in interfraggers and stuff. It's gonna make finding Valcam so much easier. Valcam top left behind the pillar thing, just ping it.
Keep until the end of the match.
Yeah. And then you have the secondary heart breach, which is like a crouch level or a vault hole.
So in the past few years, we saw that the attackers,
so you can vault through this hole right here. And you put it further down, you can crouch through it, I believe.
A heart breacher is a must, and we would like to ease it a little bit. And with the secondary gadget, the attackers don't need to bring a dedicated heart breacher, and maybe it can lead to.
We saw this in MI2, I believe.
So the heart breach charge, it's a
bit
slower, and the hole it makes.
It's really easy to juggle with kite and bandit and stuff. Also gets impacted by mute, I believe. So it's definitely like a less ideal scenario. They changed the lion bar. It's thicker.
It's gonna be automatically activated, so there is no remote.
Oh, it's automatic.
At the same time, the fusing.
I don't like that, because then you can't like prep it and stuff. But I guess it works.
So either we can try to trick it.
I do like the idea of, you know, being able to control when it breaches though.
Deployed on reinforced hatches as well, and this is gonna be very important. We would like to try to pre-reinforce the rooftop hatches, and this means that at the beginning of the round, all the rooftop hatches
they didn't actually do that, did they? No.
This would give the defenders new opportunities and new defense strategies, because now they can decide to commit to defend those hatches with the help of Kite.
See, I saw that was happening. I didn't think they would actually do it, because we gave it a lot of bad feedback.
If it doesn't work or players don't like it, we are ready to revert.
Thank you for saying that.
If it works,
they're happy to. That's not gonna work. Imagine you play Cafe and nobody picks a heart breach with the gadget. You can't breach the hatch. You cannot win.
In Season 3, we are
and
changing
they said that they don't want people to force take heart breach, but if they change the hatches, then you need to take heart breach, because you can't just use your secondary gadget on the hatch and the wall, right? That's not gonna work. So just take my word for it. Revert it now. It doesn't matter. You can try it, but you're gonna get a lot of negative feedback, which is good. Feedback is good, and they're wondering if it's good or not. EMPs only disable now, similar to how they affect the Valcams and Normais.
Instead of destroy.
So they're not destroying stuff anymore.
The bandit tricking will change a little bit because of
so you can EMP it and breach the wall, and the bandit doesn't happen.
Gameplay is gonna be more interesting. It's not
my teammates spam was that they saw the.
I leave an EMP here and then everything is cleared and I can just go to the other side of the map. Timing is gonna be.
So I think you have more EMPs and they have a shorter range, but they don't destroy anything now. They only disable.
We would like to give the agency to the players.
Yes.
To
map bans.
To influence what maps they are playing or what maps they don't want to play. This will reduce the frustration of the
playing
player
a fucking outback in Chile.
A certain map and also can even lead to sometimes toxic behaviors of rage quitting. We will introduce first in the ranked and unranked playlists, and in the future we might add it to other playlists as well. There will be 3 maps generated randomly from the playlist map pool, and each team can vote to ban one of those. And at the end, what is not banned, they will play that one. Or in case there is the both team is voting for one map and there is two possibilities, then a random choice will be taken between the two maps.
Two long-awaited words are taking a step closer to reality this season: match replay.
Nice.
This new feature will be hitting the Shadow Legacy test servers in its alpha phase, and we're gonna need your help putting it through its paces. Here's a breakdown.
Match replay is
I'm here to introduce
possibly nice. I don't really care too much about myself, but for content creators and generally for like analytical work, it could be really nice. It doesn't impact many players though, but it's kind of cool. You kind of just need to have it by default. You can stop with 12 games locally. And I believe you can only watch your own team, but I could be wrong. Because otherwise you could just scout enemies' VODs, or at least in custom games you can disable it, I believe.
So you will be able to see the map and the players.
Otherwise, you can't really scrim anymore because you can just completely fuck up strats and whatnot. So in custom games, I do believe you can disable this feature.
You will be able to see all the points of view.
That was some feedback that we gave them regarding this.
Can't wait to see the reaction of everyone.
But for regular gameplay for you guys, you can see both teams.
Always has been is to make sure that it's a very reliable system in terms of what you're actually doing in the game. It's actually replicated really accurate in the match replay also.
Yeah.
Right now it's an alpha version. This is because we are aware there is still a lot of work to do.
That's good.
You will see that by your own when you will test it on the server, on the test servers.
Yeah.
Just go try it.
It's good. Be honest. Say it's alpha and say that it's got some work to do, and then say you need feedback. That's really good.
See everything that happened in the game.
Really good.
Your feedback to see how we can improve this feature even better.
Along with all the features coming to you in-game this season, we've got two features coming to you outside the game. You've told us how important it is to track your performance, and so we're going to launch a new personal stat tracker called My Siege Stats on Rainbow6.com. We've built this platform to be a meaningful tool to track your performance and help you become a better player. Simply enter your username and we'll give you a host of stats that you can use to analyze your matches and target areas of improvement. My Siege Stats will go live with the launch of Shadow Legacy, so hop in and check it out. We are also very excited to announce the release of Squad Finder, a brand new service to help Rainbow Six Siege players build the perfect team. Informed by your in-game data and playing habits, Squad Finder will help you find like-minded teammates and build the best squad in Siege. Squad Finder is already available on Rainbow6.com, so what are you waiting for? The more players who squad up, the better the experience will be. Now that we reached the end of the show, I hope you're as excited as we are for all the new content coming to Siege. The Shadow Legacy test server on PC goes live tomorrow, August 17th, and we've got a free week coming to Siege from August 27th to September 4th. So if you've got some friends who haven't had a chance to play yet, it's a great time to get them involved. Thanks so much for watching. Let's get back to the action.
Oh my goodness, y'all. That was a lot of information.